Four students from Alexandria are getting ready to put their math skills to the test. The Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology students have been named finalists in an international math modeling competition. And now they are just one of 9 teams from the U.S. and U.K. moving on. We are joined now by 2 of those students to talk about the experience and what is ahead. Adiraj Chota and Shresh Jaiswal, thanks for being with us. And congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Talk about how you got here, right? This was a competition and a challenge all about using math to come up with real-world solutions or math solutions to real-world problems. Online sports betting is what you were presented with. What was going through your head when you were assigned that?
So when we first looked at the problem, we saw that the problem was quite relevant. And we also saw that there weren't much aggregate level data on the problem. So no one's really tracked what happened to the person as a sports bet through a given year. So we were really working with limited data, which only made the problem more exciting, especially since it's so relevant today. We really wanted to find out okay, what are the true impacts of sports betting, given that I see many people around me also sports betting.
Yeah. And what did you find?
Yes, we found that there's a lot of different factors, and the most important factor is the type of risk that these bettors are taking, and that determines how much they lose or win on average. Not demographics or age, gender, but it's the risk type. How risky is their behavior?
And it is such an interesting topic. It is such a huge part of so many people's world and the life that we live in right now. This was a very intense competition. 14 hours straight, you all worked on this problem and coming up with a solution. What was that like for you?
Yeah, so we basically worked continuously end to end. So we split the task into different subsections. So one of them was writing and one of them was coding. And 3 of our members were writing and 2 of us were coding. So it was a bunch of hard work, and it was also talking to each other and dividing and conquering to ensure that the task could be completed within the time frame.
Right. Our approach was really to first simplify the problem, really qualitatively describe, okay, how are we going to estimate this? First, what is the probability that someone's going to gamble, right?
Yeah.
If they gamble, right, how much are they going to bet? And then if based on how much they're going to bet, how much they're going to lose, right? And when we approached it from this simplistic way, we were able to successfully model it given the time constraint.
Now you all are headed to New York for the final competition, just one of 9 teams out of the U.S., U.K. to advance to this level. That is huge. Talk about your strategy going into this and your mindset.
Yeah, so we're going to be a bit more advanced when we talk because these are professional mathematicians that we're going to be presenting to, and this means a great deal to us, right? So we're going to ensure that our presentation hits all the different parts that the judges want to see and that we can comprehensively describe our model.
$20,000 on the line for you and your team. What would that win mean to you?
Honestly, that would mean a lot to us, especially because it would be scholarship money for all of us and for help further our education towards math. And it's not just about the money. I think it's just about having broad-reaching impact and really informing the public about what are the potential dangers of sports betting, right? And what are the potential impacts of sports betting. Yeah,
and certainly an important topic and conversation. What is next for you all after this competition?
Yeah, I think I want to see policy impacts, right? One of the biggest factors that we saw when we were modeling this is that if you cut out credit from betting, basically it's that people run out of money, so they depend on credit to start betting. But if you cut that out, the average loss that you go below your disposable income goes to 0%. So if we have policy impacts, then we can really reduce the amount of people that go into negative debt.
That go into debt, right?
Yeah.
And in fact, in the UK, they have basically outlawed using credit cards to gamble. And in our data, we literally saw that. We saw that people in the UK, on average, lost almost half as much money as people in the States did.
Wow. Incredible work you all are doing at such a young age. That competition is Monday. We wish you all the best of luck and as you travel to New York, and please keep us updated.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Good luck.